Hello, and welcome to the Gamers Glossary. There are many terms which gamers love to use, but there's perhaps no term more synonymous with gamers than today's selection. What better way to start this series than by introducing you all to the gamer's second favorite N-word, noob. The noob is a person of little to no skill at their game of choice. A noob is not necessarily a new player, although that is often the case. Not only do noobs have little to no skill, their 3 to 4 brain cells either do not have the will or the means of learning the game that they're playing. On the other hand, a noob tends to simply be a new player trying to learn the game. So remember, be a noob, not a noob. So where did this term come from? Well, much like who your real dad is, this is a question that I certainly can't answer. However, we know that the term did make appearances among the United States Armed Forces to refer to FNGs during the Vietnam War. OG nerds and capital G gamer guys and girls took this term as their own during the early days of the internet, and it's really been their term ever since. How does one spot a noob? Your teammate with 500 hours on Just Techies tower diving solo, that's a noob. The guy with an anime profile picture, TTV username, and an op crosshair glued to the floor is a total noob. And of course, the guy farming kills in any objective game mode is not just a disgrace to his forefathers, but a noob of legendary proportions. This is not the only way to spot a noob. Noobs will typically speak in their own language known as Noobish. Noobish is typically a collection of expletives, noun, and adjectives without any regard for the rules of human language. Much like the language of the troll, it's best to remain quiet as the noob will lash out at anyone during their infantile displays of inadequacy. Those fluent in both human language and Noobish note that most noobs will blame their team, lag, and the meta before ever admitting any kind of guilt. So for this reason, once Noobish is uttered, it's best to mute, block, or kick as to not be caught in the midst of an unforeseen noob uprising. This is because, much like our primate ancestors, noobs together strong. Noobs tend to hang out with each other as the language barrier between Noobish and standard human language is so vast. These noobs will coalesce into teams of noobs who will always be their own undoing, as blame moves from one noob to the next. In a group, they're a favorable opponent. They could even impress themselves with the number of neurons firing if they could count. However, when in the presence of a team of noobs, do not engage, as they'll move on to the next target within their ranks and you'll get by unscathed. I have a few tips for you. Remember, read the rules, play the damn tutorial, and learn to listen to your teammates. But most important of all, if you can't do any of those things, then don't be a noob.